Hey everybody, welcome to Flow State 1111 with M. I'm M, and thank you for coming and listening to this channeled message from Spirit. It is Friday the 13th, so it feels fitting that today would be the day that I release this video. As I'd mentioned on my Instagram channel about a download that I had gotten, this was it, and I wasn't really ready to share it with you all. I didn't feel like we were all ready for it yet. But as the days progressed and I could sort of see and feel, I was like, yeah, Friday the 13th feels pretty fitting. And so again, if you are coming here from Instagram, thank you very much. If you're just finding me here on YouTube, thank you for coming. Please like and subscribe, but also check out my Instagram channel as well, which is also Flow State 1111 with M. That's where I am a little bit more active, but I come here to YouTube when it comes time to give you guys these longer extended channeled messages from my soul squad. So today, the topic is really about how to be at peace amongst the chaos, amongst the chaotic world that we're in. And it's very rich and informative, and I'm going to break it up a little bit and give you some of my process with it as well. You have to remember, I'm learning this along with you. I'm a little bit ahead of the game because I've been talking to Spirit in this way for over a decade, almost a decade now. And I have all four clairs. I obviously channel and I'm a medium, so I'm well versed in all of this. But as far as these kind of these messages about how to be a human with a soul is hard to understand, especially as our world is going through all of this chaos. It's basically what they're saying. And so let's just kind of dive into it. But real quickly, I just wanted to talk about my process a little bit. And so for the sake of keeping the tone of my Soul Squad's message, I like to upload the transcript. I always record my downloads from Spirit, and then I take the transcript and then I put it here and I read it verbatim for you. I try to clean up the English a little bit, but I wanted to bring it to you authentically because I do believe it carries light codes. I do believe that there's a way that they say things that people need to hear it in that way. But I will stop and pause in between certain segments, and I will use myself as an example so that I want you to really be able to digest the information. The whole point of this message in particular, and the messages I do believe coming forward, are really about integrating and embodying. We can consume information all day long, but if we don't know how to integrate it and embody it and let it really be part of our lives, it's really useless, right? So that's kind of where we are. And so I think of myself like Neo in The Matrix when he was downloaded Kung Fu, and then within 30 seconds, he was like, I know Kung Fu. This is how it happens in my system. I get the information and I feel it viscerally. So I have been using all of the techniques that they're going to talk about today. They really give us a roadmap about how to find peace in a chaotic world. And so I will be sharing my experience with you. So let's just get into it because I do think the message speaks for itself. Okay. All right. Hello, our beloveds. We know it has been some time since we last came through this channel to speak to you. This channel, just like you, has been going through her own transition and transformation. But she has now completed what she needed to complete so that she can start to expand these messages forward to you. And she is learning and growing right with you. And so today's message, we want to expand on something that we spoke to her about. When it comes to embodying a peaceful mindset in the middle of a chaotic world, this feels counterintuitive to your existence, that you would not be responsive to the devastation that you are all seeing around your planet. We are not asking you to ignore what is going on. We are asking you not to embody it. Do not give it your energy. So, how do we do this? This is what is required of you at this time. If you would like to live peacefully in the middle of the chaos, you have to go in first. You have to assess what is mine. And then you have to ask, what am I maybe holding on to that is someone else's? Could it be a coworker, a friend, family members, you name it. You must go so deeply within yourself, whether that's through meditation, prayer, walking in nature. You must learn to sit and take inventory of your own energy and your own energetic system. and the thoughts that race repetitively in your mind, as well as what's going on in your body when those thoughts race. So we're asking you at this time to not look externally, but to go inward. Look internally into your system, your own pattern thinking, your own nervous system, and it's time to clean house. Where we are asking you all to advance to, you cannot get there without this process. Because you can consume as much data from social media as you want, but if you don't know how to integrate it and embody it, it just gets stuck in the mind and it does not benefit you one bit. Sorry, I have a hair. Sorry, it distracted me. And so first, the inventory must be taken in. Whether that's journaling, typing, you must sit with yourself and ask yourself, what is keeping me from my inner peace? What is keeping me from my inner peace? What thoughts are perpetuating anxiety, stress, and worry? Can I observe the repetitive thoughts that plague me minute by minute? Can I stop them? And we're here to tell you, yes, you can, but it's going to take your active participation in doing so. You must become so conscious, you must become the conscious observer of your mind. Observing those thoughts, even putting them on paper, helps you see what is in the way of where you want to go. To peace, to joy, to love, abundance, even amongst the chaos. So again, do what you must to keep yourself informed of world events, but watch the overconsumption. So I made a little note. So if you've been following me on Instagram, I did from February's full moon to March's full moon, I did a purge. And for me, it was all the ways I numb myself out with sugar, not so much alcohol, but yeah, I didn't really do alcohol and some other things that I just wanted to be conscious of the choices of what I was putting into my system and why. And so I showed myself, because I'm not really good with this kind of disciplinary stuff. I'm just not. But I proved to myself that I could be. And my ears are ringing really, really loud. So Spirit's in the building and making this point, wants to drive this point home. And so if you followed me along that, some people I'm sure had bumps along the way, but it was how did we hold ourselves in those moments? And it was really for me about showing myself that I can be disciplined. And so now I'm on a new purge now, which we're going to talk about this. They want us to be careful about the overconsumption. So that's where I'm at. So we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, let's continue. At this time in your reality, the more energy you put into the chaos, the more chaos there will be. Once you all turn inward and deal with your own inner chaos, and you start to refine that and decide what's no longer serving you, and you are willing to do the work to eradicate those negative thoughts that perpetuate your mind and keep you in worry, anxiety, and even panic, then you're ready to do the inner work. Then you're ready to focus on taking a look at the thoughts that you are thinking and replace those thoughts. It doesn't matter if everything around you is falling apart. It is just your perception of your reality. I'm going to say that again. It doesn't matter if everything around you is falling apart. It is just your perception of your reality. If you want your reality to change, nothing external is going to fix that. Your reality only shifts when you shift internally. Let's breathe with that. If you are driving, I love this analogy. If you're driving down the road and you have the mountains on one side and the ocean on the other, but you want to go to both, you have to make a choice. If you want to go to peace, you have to turn the wheel of your car to go in that direction. Otherwise, you're just driving in circles, thinking you're going to get to your destination, and that is not how this works. We are asking you all at this time to break yourselves free of the matrix. So, how do you do that? It starts in the mind. And as you start to rewrite the thoughts that you are thinking and replace them with whatever it is that you need to replace them with in order to feel good. That's going to be an individual thing. And to find joy, you have to decide for yourself what that looks like. Whether that's listening to music that makes you feel good, or subliminals, or journaling, or meditating, you have to decide for yourself what that is. There are many modalities out there available to you, but if you do not practice them regularly, they're useless. I think we're all guilty of that. So once you've started this path of conscious awareness of the pattern thinking that keeps you looping in anxiety, in pain, and in worry, and then from there, once you've gotten a hold of that, you must then focus on the body. You have a nervous system that is a higher intelligence. It's going to respond to whatever you think, whatever you feel, whether it is real or not. Okay? Stay with me on this. And we mean real as in your 3D reality. So if you decide, here's another analogy I love. Okay, so if you decide to look at a duck and be scared of a duck, and then your nervous system starts to panic and give you anxiety because you have fear of a duck now, is that duck really going to hurt you? Or is it just your perception of the reality of that duck? I love when they do this. I was like, a duck? Okay, we'll go there. But it makes perfect sense, right? If you decide you're afraid of something, then you're afraid of it, and then your body responds to it. I have friends that are afraid of bridges. It's just their perception of the bridge. The bridge is not dangerous, but their perception of it is. You can change that. That's up to you. What you perceive is everything. You can either perceive it as a threat, or you can perceive it as love. You can perceive it as good. You can perceive it, or you can perceive it as bad. Your perception determines that, not the outside world. Your inside world determines that. This is why there's so much division on your planet. Everybody's perception of something or someone that looks or thinks differently from them creates a feeling and a resonance within their system. All you have to do is change that perception, but it takes effort. And so, once you have decided, you are now going to look at the proverbial duck neutrally. Then you can start to see your reality from a neutral state, not a hyperactive responsive state. You can walk through your day without having so much judgment in a negative way towards everything that comes at you. Try to see everything from the neutral perspective. Once you start looking at it from a neutral perspective, you can begin to change the patterning in your mind around the thoughts that you're having. So one begets the other, right? So I'm going to pause and I'm going to talk about this because I shared this with a friend of mine, the Dr. Hawkins map of consciousness. You can Google it and it will show you like a funnel, and it has anger, sadness, greed, anxiety, all this stuff at the bottom. And then there's neutrality. And then it's like peace, love, joy, abundance, enlightenment, right? And so you have to remember, and I don't want to go too far down a rabbit hole with this, but when you are in anger, it's really hard to get to joy. You can get to neutral quicker. So if you can get to neutral, then you can get to joy. See how that works? So the best thing you can do for yourself, and they're going to talk more about it, is to find neutral within your system. Okay? Okay. Let me find my place. Again, okay, I said that. All right, there. Okay. I said all that. Okay, just making sure I said everything. Okay. Because once you are in neutrality about everything, the nervous system naturally calms and gets neutral as well. Isn't that funny how that works? So that is the embodiment piece that you are all looking for at this time. You are hoping to do something in the body, but you're not willing to change the mind in order to change the trigger to the nervous system. They go hand in hand. You must be willing to change the thoughts that you think and allow it to become neutral so that the body can find its own neutral state. Once you have given the body the indication of a neutral state, not anxiety, not fear, right? Neutral. Your breathing is calm. And you can stay there long enough, you create new pathways of neutrality. Because remember, we're rewriting all this stuff. We're rewriting the patterns in our mind, and then the body follows, okay? You do not have to have a response to everything that you're experiencing. I thought that was interesting. I know that I needed to hear that. If you can't find joy, go to neutral. If you can't find peace, go to neutral. Don't drop down to fear and anxiety and panic. It's too hard to get to neutral from there. So start everything with a neutral viewpoint. Then from neutral, you can start to raise your vibration, right? Up the scale of consciousness. Because then you can actually give your body time to experience what it's experiencing and find the joy within it. Looking at a tree, looking at a sunset, looking at a dog, touching a dog, enjoying these things moment to moment, having beautiful, joyful, loving experiences. Instead of coming at it from fear and anxiety, remember the duck? Come to everything with neutrality, no matter what it is. If the fear starts to bubble up, that is your indicator that you are still working out that pattern, okay? So stop. When you're feeling that, stop. Get present. Talk to that voice. Why are we having this thought right now? Why are we going into fear about said duck, as an example? The duck isn't doing anything to you. We need to reroute this thought into a peaceful, neutral thought. Everything is fine. I have nothing to worry about because I am at peace. I am present in this moment, having this experience with a neutral viewpoint. And once you do that repetitively, because if you don't do it repetitively, the old repetitive thoughts take over. Repetition is key. So, you now repetitively need to work on this neutral standpoint. Get to neutral. Then watch how the body starts to calm down. Now, if the body starts to have some sort of anxious response to anything, whether it's something externally or the energies that you are learning to process, say your gifts are coming online, you're starting to feel sensitivities to the solar activity, the astrology, all of that, because a lot of people are having these new sensations and they don't know what to do with them. Spirit is saying, it's okay. You don't have to spend time worrying about them. You just have to find neutral, okay? And I want to pause real quick. I don't know if I gave myself a note here, but I just wanted to say, for someone like, if you're an empath like me, where you feel a lot of things, like I can wake up and I will feel the collective energy, or I will feel the solar activity, or I'll feel the spikes in the Schumann resonance. I can feel when the astrology is all crazy. It took me decades to understand my sensitivities. If you are just starting to understand that, that's why you have to have a relationship with your mind. You have to be able to go, I don't know if this is mine, because if your body's not really giving you the response, then it's probably not yours. But sometimes I won't have the thought, but I'll get it in my body. I'll have anxiety coming up and I'm like, what is going on? I'm sitting here, I'm fine, I don't feel bad, and I'm having anxiety. And they're going to talk about it in a minute. That's something you also have to be able to be aware of. You have to start understanding what is yours and what is something else. And are you just super sensitive? Instead of freaking out and chasing your tail, they're trying to help you understand what you can actually do when you're having these things going on. So we will continue. Okay. You have to find neutral. Okay. Say to yourself, I'm aware that this is happening. It's in my system. It would like an exit point. Let me check my thoughts. Do I have any repetitive negative thinking that's going on while I'm having this experience? That's question number one. Let me shift that perspective to neutral. The duck is fine. We are fine. We are neutral. Okay, so whatever the thing is, or the experience, or the thought is, we're fine, right? We're fine. It's not happening right now. Let me go back into the body and see if that shifted in my body back to neutral. Okay, are you following me? If it didn't, then you could say, okay, then I need to do some grounding techniques. This energy that's flowing through me from all the different things that are happening on your planet, then I need to ground. So that's how you can figure out if it's yours or if it's like collective energy around you, somebody else's energy that you have somehow taken on. If you cannot move it and the body is still giving you those responses or the repetitive thoughts are going on, and sometimes it's hard to know, it takes a while to understand that, you do need to do some grounding techniques that work for you so that you can dissipate that energy out of your system. It's always looking for an exit point, okay? I need to ground. I need to get into nature. I need to find my present moment experience and find neutral. Breathing is super important, okay? Breathing. Grounding, touching the body, right? I like to hold my high heart. I am here. I am safe. Finding the things that work for your system actively, not passively, actively, physically doing them. And then from there, you can start to see your reality shift in a way that works best for your highest timeline, okay? So like I was saying, gosh, when things were wacko and I knew it wasn't mine, I would just hold my high heart. I rub it sometimes. You can also tap. Tapping is good. Depends on the tapping technique you want to use. Sometimes even just to stay present, I'll flick my hand. I'm here. I'm right here. Nothing's going on. I'm right here in this moment. Nothing's coming at me right now. I'm fine. Breathing. I am safe. I am fine. I've got it. I've got you. We have to start practicing these things, okay? People talk about timelines all the time. You cannot jump to a higher timeline without doing some sort of shifting in the mental processing out of the negative thinking thoughts. You cannot get there from here. You must take these steps to reprogram your mind and your system out of panic mode, out of anxiety, out of anxious thinking, out of thinking everything is dangerous or a risk, even while there is chaos around you. So we have given Emily this imagery before, and we're going to give it to you, and she's going to speak to you about it. So when you're playing a video game, you are not getting scared. You're doing all of the things that are coming your way to get you to the next level of the game, yes? You're not stopping and going, I can't do that because I'm in fear now and that thing is going to kill me. No, you move through it. Why? Because you know it's a game. You don't take it so seriously. It's fun. It's exciting. It's exhilarating to play games. Life is a game. Your reality is a game. Your reality is the perception of what you think your life is. I'm going to say that again. Your reality is the perception of what you think your life is. And again, I'm going to share with you. So I get song synchronicities all the time. And when I'm in my moment of like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, right? There's a song they've been giving me for about a month now, and it's Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. You cannot not feel happy singing that song. Girls just want to have fun. You cannot not feel good. And I laugh a little bit, and they know that I'm going to laugh when I hear that song, because what does it do? It raises my vibration. So find the things that work for you. Pay attention to how Spirit wants to talk to you and help you. They are all around you wanting to support you. You must ask for help, and they will guide you to that higher vibrational standpoint, even if it's just neutral. Okay? They won't. Okay. So if your life right now is chaotic and anxious and worrisome, there are some things that you have to take accountability for. How are you perpetuating that narrative? How are you perpetuating that narrative? Not somebody else, you. How are you perpetuating that narrative? Because you cannot change your reality without changing your inner idea of your reality. It will not work. It's the law. By the way, I had to look it up. And I love when they do this to me, because I was like, a law? What law is this? I had to look at it. It's the law of assumption. And so the law of assumption, polarized by Neville Goddard, states that imagining and acting as though your desires are already filled manifests them into reality. It operates on the principle that consciousness is the only reality, and by assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, your external world must conform to that mental state. I was like, I'm so glad, because when they say law, I'm like, what are you talking about? So it's the law of assumption. You got to assume you're going to be great. Everyone talks about manifestation, and then people wonder why they don't manifest the thing that they want. All of this that we're explaining to you is about being a vibrational match to the things that you want. So if you go back to this idea of the video game and you want to get to level 10 of the game, that's your goal. That's what you would like to manifest. Okay, so that's your manifestation goal. So you have to walk the path as if it has already happened. You have to become a vibrational match to that outcome. And you gain experience along the way in this game, right? You learn from making mistakes, and then you go back and forth, and you learn, and you get to a level, and then you go back down to a level, and then you go up to a level, and then you go back down 3 levels, and then I'm thinking of Mario Kart, and then you go up to 9, and then level 9, and then now you're close to your manifestation. The end. Okay, and for the sake of this game analogy, the goal is level 10. We know you have other goals than that, but let's just stay with this thought. You didn't get there just by thinking good thoughts. You got there by deciding, I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to change how I think about that level 10 and decide that I can get there because I've learned X, Y, and Z every time I went down a couple of rungs, right? You learned. It's just like any game we play. So, what's in my way? The thoughts that you think. If you keep doubting yourself on your way to getting to level 10, you can't get to level 10. If you use all of the experiences that are coming your way to teach you how to get further down the path and get closer to the thing that you want to manifest, then you start to understand that the quality of your vibration must shift. That starts in the mind. Then it goes into the body. And then the mind and the body have to get online together to believe that it can then create the manifestation. And as you believe more and more, I see. I can get there. I can get to that level 10. I see now. Okay, I see where I made my mistakes. Okay, I'm gonna continue to walk this path, and I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna go get to my destination. Right? You show yourself that you believe you can get there. When you believe you can get there, that's when your reality shifts and you're there. This doesn't happen overnight. Remember the video game. Skill takes time. This is a new skill, okay? And it doesn't happen from sitting around and scrolling on your phone. They've slapped my hand about that already. And it doesn't happen from consuming more information. All the information you all need, you all have within you. Because you are a soul having a human experience. We are speaking through Emily at this time to wake up the part of you that already knows that this is the truth. It is time, dearest ones. It is time to wake up from your delusion. It is time for you to remember that you are the creator of your reality, good or bad, in your mind. So even though in our realms there is no good or bad, just like the video game, there is no good or bad. There are just levels to which you gain wisdom and skill to get to the end, or get to that higher level, or a higher dimension, higher vibrational thought, right? This is where you are all being asked to move now. You must be an active participant in your personal growth, in creating the reality that you desire, not just accept the reality that you think you are given, because you created that reality. Let that sink in. You are now being asked to take responsibility for the thoughts that you think. And if they don't work for you, shift them. You have that power. We are here to wake you up, to help guide you, to understand that you have the power to shift your thoughts. You have that power. There is nothing outside of you that you need in order to do it. You just have to believe in you. You have to believe you have the ability because you are a soul having a human experience. This is the experience of the human. But you are now being required to move through these layers and stages and levels to get to that point where you can spread the light. This is what we're all being asked to do at this time, me included. Look what I'm having to do. Do not feed the chaos of your own life, of others' lives, and of everything that's happening around your globe. Do not feed it. Send it love. Send people love. Send people compassion. Do not consume. Do not overconsume. You are feeding, they are feeding you more propaganda to keep you in a chaotic mindset. Stop feeding the beast. Now, you're not going to be 100% at this, but if you don't start now, then when? They're going to finish up here, and then we're going to talk a little bit. And I know this is a long video, but I think it's worth it. We know we have given you a lot, and we understand that there is a process from which you have to integrate everything that has been given to you right now. We just want you to understand that you are always divinely guided, protected, and directed. It's up to you to believe that and to step forward onto your highest path and timeline. We are giving you the instructions on how to do it, but it's up to you now to decide if you really want to discover how you can be at peace while there's chaos around you. But we assure you, if you take these steps, there will be peace. There will be calm. And then watch how the world shifts. The more you take this on. Let me say that again. My brain was coming in here. It's interesting, right? How the matrix mind constantly wants to edit. So I want to say this again for all of us. There will be calm. And then watch how your world shifts the more of you that take this on. The more of us that do this work, the more of us that decide to stay neutral and be at a peaceful mindset, they can't control us. Okay? We will be back and sharing more about this as we are working through this with Emily as well, and she will share her process. And we will continue to bring you messages because you are at a critical point. It's time to wake up. Our beloved friends, we need you. The world needs you. Shine your big, bright, beautiful light and just know that you have everything you need already inside of you to make it so. And with that, we will send you off today with so much love and gratitude. You are divinely loved, and so it is. And so, obviously, I've listened to this a couple of times myself, and then, obviously regurgitating it here. Things are going on for me too while I'm paying attention to this. So my advice for any of these messages, any messages that, come through me on this channel, I would save these. Come back and listen to them periodically because I do believe there's more richer, deeper information, the more you kind of get into it, because they really gave us a roadmap, but our mind is going to constantly be telling us we're doing it wrong, we're not perfect at it, and we should be doing it another way. And there's got to be another way. The mind wants something either more difficult or harder. It's not that hard. I wake up, and I'm just going to share this with you. I wake up every morning, and my goal is to get to neutral. If I wake up with worry, I go, no, we're going to be neutral today. Neutral. And as I'm brushing my teeth, I'm like, I'm great. I feel good. The day is going to be wonderful. I'm going to address everything that comes my way with love and neutrality. And I'm just going to see what is provided for me. And I have certain goals that I want to do during the day and things that I need to accomplish. And I trust because I believe that I'm going to create that reality. And that is what I've been personally working on. And so I want to give this to you and tell you this can be done. You can do this. You can have a peaceful mind while the chaos is going around you. It can happen. And so I thank you for listening to this message. Spirit thanks you for listening to this message. Please spread it to those that you think it would help. I would love it if you would like and subscribe and share. And again, please go to my Instagram channel. Follow me there. There's a lot more content there. But I'm gonna be on here a little bit more. And also check my links out. This is the month of March when I'm recording this. So if this is after March, sorry. But I'm doing a deep discount on one-on-ones because Spirit really wants me to work with people with this. This is what I'm really good at. And so my one-on-ones right now are $45. So I will put that link in this in the pinned comment here. And it will eventually expire. So if it's after March of 2026, it won't work. But I have one-on-ones available all the time. But this is just a deep discount so that we can all get on the same page right now, right? And there's going to be some courses coming because, again, Spirit has been downloading how to work with triggers and how to release triggers and then integrate and embody. And I've been developing a course. And so if you'd like to get on that mailing list as well, just comment below that you want to be on the mailing list, and you can put your email address down there if you want. And I'm just going to keep track of everybody that's interested. And I'll give you early access. I'll give you a discount if you want it. I'd love feedback too. So I'm really creating this for you. Spirit has been downloading a bunch of stuff to me for a while, and it's time for me to share it, and that's why I'm here. So again, thanks again, and I will be back soon. Good luck, everybody.